Welcome to a journey into the ancient art of Shakkei, where gardens are no longer confined by fences or property lines. What if your garden could stretch toward a distant mountain peak or quietly embrace the vastness of the sky without buying more land? This is the promise of Shakkei garden design. In this video, we reveal how borrowing views, landscape design, creates a visual extension in garden design, turning even the smallest backyard into a space of calm, openness, and endless possibility, rooted in Japanese garden philosophy. At the heart of the ancient art of Shakkei lies a simple yet powerful idea. Borrowed scenery gardens use what already exists beyond your property. Mountains, trees, rooftops, or clouds become part of the composition. This Japanese landscape principle teaches us that gardens are not isolated objects, but living frames. Through Shakkei technique explained, designers create depth in small gardens by visually pulling distant elements closer, dissolving boundaries, and inviting the outside world gently inward. Shakkei garden design emerged from traditional Japanese garden design practiced near temples and villas centuries ago. Garden masters observed that nature could not be owned, only harmonized with. By aligning stones, paths, and plants toward distant features, they created a garden perspective illusion. This timeless Japanese garden technique reflected spiritual humility and respect for nature integration in garden design, reminding visitors that serenity comes from connection rather than control. To practice Japanese garden Shakkei, one must first learn to see differently. Instead of focusing inward, the eye is guided outward. A hill becomes a backdrop. A neighboring tree becomes a focal point. Borrowing views landscape design depends on awareness and restraint. By framing rather than blocking, the garden becomes a seamless landscape integration, visually expanding space while maintaining a harmonious garden composition that feels natural and unforced. Creating depth in small gardens is one of Shakkei's greatest gifts. Through careful alignment and scale, Shakkei in modern gardens makes compact spaces feel vast. Foreground plants remain subtle, midground elements guide the eye, and distant scenery completes the picture. This visual extension in garden design tricks the mind gently, creating a limitless garden design idea that feels calm, expansive, and deeply satisfying. In the ancient art of Shakkei, framing is everything. Openings between branches, low walls, or sliding screens are used intentionally. Japanese landscape principles teach that what you hide is as important as what you reveal. By partially obscuring views, borrowed scenery gardens gain mystery and depth. This restraint transforms ordinary surroundings into poetic scenes, reinforcing Japanese garden philosophy through quiet suggestion rather than dramatic display. Traditional Japanese garden design often borrowed mountains as symbols of permanence. In modern settings, the sky, tall buildings, or distant trees serve the same role. Shakkei technique, explained in this way, shows that scale matters less than alignment. When a garden visually connects to something beyond itself, it gains dignity and calm. Nature integration in garden design becomes an emotional experience, not just a visual one. Shakkei in modern gardens is especially powerful in cities. A single treetop beyond a fence or a slice of sunset between buildings can become borrowed scenery. Japanese garden Shakkei adapts effortlessly to urban life, offering a sense of escape without leaving home. This approach proves that limitless garden design ideas are not about size, but about perspective and mindful observation. Minimalist Japanese garden design supports Shakkei beautifully. Simplicity in the foreground allows borrowed views to shine. Too many features compete with distant scenery, breaking the illusion. Japanese landscape principles encourage subtraction rather than addition. By simplifying paths, stones, and plants, the garden becomes a quiet frame, allowing visual extension in garden design to feel natural and deeply calming. In Shakkei garden design, movement matters. Paths guide both the body and the gaze. As visitors walk, views slowly reveal themselves. This controlled experience creates a garden perspective illusion that unfolds over time. Traditional Japanese garden design treats walking as meditation, where each step aligns with a new borrowed view, reinforcing harmonious garden composition and emotional balance. Borrowed scenery gardens change with the seasons. A distant mountain may glow in autumn or fade into mist in spring. This constant transformation is central to Japanese garden philosophy. Shakkei technique, explained through seasons, reminds us that gardens are living relationships. Nature integration in garden design becomes a dynamic dialogue, offering endless variation without altering the physical space. The ancient art of Shakkei is not only visual. Wind through distant trees, city sounds softened by foliage, or birds crossing open sky all contribute. These sensory layers enhance visual extension in garden design. By avoiding heavy barriers, the garden breathes with its surroundings, strengthening seamless landscape integration and creating a tranquil, immersive atmosphere. Japanese garden Shakkei reflects deeper cultural values. It teaches humility, patience, and respect for what lies beyond control. Traditional Japanese garden design did not aim to dominate nature, but to coexist. Borrowing View's landscape design symbolizes harmony between human intention and natural presence, offering a philosophical lesson as much as a design solution. Creating depth in small gardens through Shakkei can profoundly affect mood. Open views reduce stress and encourage contemplation. This is why Shakkei in modern gardens feels so relevant today. Visual extension in garden design offers mental spaciousness, allowing the mind to rest and wander, even within compact living environments. Not every view should be borrowed. Japanese landscape principles emphasize discernment. The best borrowed scenery supports tranquility rather than distraction. Shakkei technique, explained carefully, ensures that distant elements align with the garden's mood. A cluttered skyline may be softened with planting, while a serene horizon becomes the star, enhancing harmonious garden composition.
One of Shakkei's quiet lessons is acceptance. Borrowed scenery gardens rely on elements you do not own. This uncertainty is part of their beauty. Japanese garden philosophy embraces impermanence, teaching us to appreciate what exists now. This mindset transforms design into mindfulness, reinforcing nature integration in garden design.
The ancient art of Shakkei demands patience and observation. Designers often study a site for months before acting. Light, shadows, and seasonal changes guide decisions. Traditional Japanese garden design values timing over speed. This thoughtful approach results in timeless Japanese garden techniques that feel effortless, even though they are carefully composed.
Shakkei in modern gardens can coexist with contemporary materials. Glass walls, minimal fencing, and subtle elevation changes support borrowed scenery gardens. While materials evolve, Japanese landscape principles remain constant. Visual extension in garden design continues to rely on restraint, alignment, and respect for the surrounding environment. Think of the garden not as a picture, but as a frame. The subject lies beyond. This idea defines Shakkei garden design. By reducing internal distractions, the eye is guided outward. This garden perspective illusion creates a sense of infinity, reinforcing limitless garden design ideas rooted in simplicity and clarity. Japanese garden Shakkei teaches us how to rest our eyes. Open views calm visual noise. Borrowing views landscape design allows the mind to settle into distant horizons. This is why harmonious garden composition feels therapeutic. The garden becomes a quiet pause in a busy world, aligned with Japanese garden philosophy.
Nature integration in garden design through Shakkei supports sustainability. By working with existing landscapes, fewer materials and alterations are needed. Traditional Japanese garden design respected natural resources, and Shakkei reflects this wisdom. Visual extension in garden design becomes an ecological choice as well as an aesthetic one. The ancient art of Shakkei invites us to rethink boundaries. Fences mark ownership, but views transcend them. Shakkei technique explained this way teaches mental openness. Creating depth in small gardens becomes a metaphor for expanding perspective, reminding us that limits are often visual, not real. Beyond design, Japanese garden Shakkei becomes a personal practice. Observing light, clouds, and distant forms builds awareness. Borrowed scenery gardens encourage daily reflection. This quiet engagement transforms gardens into living companions, reinforcing harmonious garden composition through attention and care. Ultimately, Shakkei in modern gardens creates spaces without edges. The eye travels freely, the mind follows. Limitless garden design ideas emerge not from expansion, but from connection. This seamless landscape integration reflects timeless Japanese garden techniques, offering serenity that feels boundless yet grounded. Thank you for exploring the ancient art of Shakkei with us. By borrowing View's landscape design, you can transform how your garden feels, no matter its size. Let Japanese garden philosophy guide you toward openness, calm, and connection. If this journey inspired you, please subscribe for more insights into timeless garden design and continue discovering beauty beyond boundaries.